everybody. How y'all doing? Let me turn my camera on. Ever since I watched this movie, like, it's been the only thing. I'm not gonna say it's been the only thing I could think about, but it's been on my mind like crazy. Cause I'm just really hoping that people see it for what it is and not for what it ain't. You know, it was a very entertaining movie. And I don't want people to make the mistake of thinking it was just a comedy. Because this was so much more than just a comedy. Don't sell yourself short thinking that this was just a comedy. It's easy to get caught up in that, though. Because I caught myself doing it a few times. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be laughing this hard. I'm supposed to be taking notes. But yeah, this movie was crazy. And it's hard to ignore the facts. It's easy to feel like this was a joke and they was just trolling, you know? Like, it's easy to hope that they was just trolling than to be like, it's easier to hope that they were just trolling than to feel like this is the actual truth and we got to do something about it, right? That would be taking the easy way out. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Hopefully somebody pop on here so we could talk, you know. I give y'all. So I don't think I've ever went live this late. Ever. So I don't know if anybody gonna come in here. What's up? Somebody in here. So yeah. I was doing some research. Like I was on the phone with some people and I'm like, did y'all watch that movie yet? And I'm just trying to give people all the reasons why they should watch the movie. You know, I'm telling them like everything that's in the movie is in real life. It's like an allegory, you know? It's like a parable. It's telling us, it's showing us in real life everything. Everything they showed us in that movie, it's a direct correlation somewhere in real life. I think the most obvious one would have to be like with the eugenics or with the geneticists. Like immediately when I saw it, I thought eugenics. But with the geneticists, like with Margaret Sanger and what she had going on with the Planned Parenthood, like all of this is one and the same. They just really show. It's like every conspiracy, not everyone, because there's some stuff that was left out, but like the major conspiracies that we think of when we think of black people, that's what they showed us in this movie. And if you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, hey, what's up, Tway? What you doing up this late? Did you watch They Clone Tyrone? I'm still stuck on They Clone Tyrone, man. It got me like really creeped out. Like for instance, did you watch it yet? I said, did you watch They Clone Tyrone? Did you watch the movie They Clone Tyrone? The Jamie Foxx movie that just came out on Netflix. Let me put my phone down. You gotta go watch it. It's so good. It's so good. It's like eye-opening. It like really shines a light on all these conspiracies that we believe in, you know, that's going on in the black neighborhoods. Like, it's a really good movie. I've been telling everybody to go watch it. And like today, I just decided to go on the internet because I'm like, people don't really understand. Like, everybody taking it as a joke, but they don't understand. Like, they really just gave us the juice. They really just gave us some real jewels. You need to watch all the movies. Yep, yep. I'll send you a list on Insta. I'll um I'll come up with a list for you. I got you. I'll look up some good movies. Like this movie to me, That Clone Tyrone was a mix between The Matrix, The Truman Show. What other movie did it remind me of? The Matrix, The Truman Show, Get Out, and a hood movie. It was another movie it reminded me of. Yep, They Clone Tyrone. I want to go and watch Bird Box. They got Bird Box Barcelona, like Bird Box too. Get Out was a banger. It definitely was. So Get Out was like more serious though. Like this had more of a comedic tone to it. Like it was really funny. This movie was hilarious. I watched the first Bird Box. I didn't watch the second one. But That Clone Tyrone was like really a good movie. It was really funny. It was easy to get caught up in the comedy and to, forget that this it was a serious fucking movie. Like in the movie, they show how how we assume that they putting stuff in our food and stuff, and how like when the Popeyes chicken sandwich came out, how everybody was like, oh, they probably putting something in that chicken sandwiches. The lines was wrapped around the freaking corner. A man actually got stabbed in the line for cutting the line. You get what I'm saying? Like it was showing that the same stuff that they was putting in, or that we believed that they would be putting in our chicken sandwiches in the movie. They was putting it in chicken. They was putting it in a perms for women. And what's so crazy about that to me is, y'all been seeing the stuff about the lawsuits for women who got perms? Yeah, it's just like a deception, inception. You talk about inception. But yes, it's just like inception. And it's like inception because, okay, one of the elements that it has like inception, you remember in the movie Inception when they get into like the elevator and they go all the way down to get into the person's like subconscious mind, to get into like all their old memories and stuff. Like in this movie, they get into the elevator and they go to the bottom level, which symbolizes, they say anytime you go down or go downstairs to go to the basement and stuff like that in the movie, it symbolizes going into the subconscious mind. So like we seen that in Inception, then we see it again in this movie. You said no, you talk about deception. Okay, well, hold on. Let me go back and read your first comment. Because I thought she was talking about the movie. It's one of the movies of deception. Well, okay. Well, yeah, it's like, it's deception. However, I don't know if they were trying to be deceptive or if they was really trying to give us some game. Like, I was just telling my brother, like, you should watch the movie. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, though. Like, were they trying to troll us a little bit? Like, oh, y'all really think that we doing this type of stuff to y'all, but we really ain't. So we gonna make fun of y'all type of thing? Or was they showing us the truth? Because it was a lot of truth in that movie. Like it was saying stuff like in the lab, like, okay, so the people, they were, okay, let me go back a little bit. Let me finish completing my thought about the movie Inception, how it relates to that. In this movie, they get into an elevator. They find an elevator inside the trap house. They find out that the trap house is not just a regular trap house. In fact, it got like a break room and shit, and it's looking more like a police station. And so they find the elevator. They hop in on the elevator, and it goes down. It goes all the way. They take an elevator in the trap house that goes down. So to me, that symbolizes like they're inside the mind. You know how they say the house is your mind. If you have a cluttered house, you got a cluttered mind and stuff like that. So the trap house would be the mind of the Negro. You get what I'm saying? Or the nigga, or the American nigga, or whatever it is, however they look at us. The trap house symbolize is native to us, to our culture, or if you want to call it a culture. Like at this point, I'm questioning everything. Or all the ways that we think, because like in the movie when they get in the elevator and they go down, into the subconscious mind of the Negro in the trap house, the bottom level of the trap house. It's a fucking laboratory full of white people, or not white people, just experiments. Just everything down there is not necessarily of the Negro or of the person who minds it in. It's like a whole hijack. You get what I'm saying? Like it's something completely different going on down there. Like it's someone completely different running the show. You're not even running the show of your own mind. When you get down to the subconscious level of who you are, it's not even you. It's not even who you are. It's somebody else telling you who you are. It's literally people in the lab creating your identity. And I don't know, that messed me up because it was so true. Everything that we think is so of us or our culture, it's not us at all. Like this deaf culture, this stuff that we perpetuate into our children and into our family, into our friends, and we make people feel like you got to be this way or you not cool. Like what last part I said made you think? Like the way we make people feel like they, if they not like this then they not cool. Like that's not even really who we are. That's who we've been taught to be. That's who we've been manipulated to become. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, you got to go watch this movie though. Like it's like speaking to somebody on their level. Like I feel like if you even a little bit conscious, like it's gonna really like talk to you. Have I watched Interstellar? I've seen it, but I don't think I watched it. To be honest, that's the one when the guy was floating in space or something. Nope, I don't. I think if I have, it's been a long time ago. I would have to go back and watch it. But I want to say I started watching something like that, but I might have it confused with another movie. There was he like an astronaut that got lost in space or something? Something was after him, or that might have been that movie Dark or something. I don't know. But hit that like button. Is y'all crazy? Shoot, it's only me and y'all two. It's three of us in here. Y'all better hit that like button. But yeah. So and at the end of the movie, people stealing money from me on Monopoly. I'm about to stop playing that too, because I feel like they controlling my mind. I bought some goddamn dice. And I said I wasn't doing that. But like Margaret Sanger. Do you all know? Okay, I already told you who Margaret Sanger was. I'm gonna give you a hint towards the end. But no, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Tway. I don't think I've seen the movie. But nope, I don't think I've seen that movie. Did you see the show on Netflix? It's called I'ma watch it. I'ma watch it. You sent me a list too. You sent me a list too. Did you see a show on Netflix that was called A Glitch in the Matrix? It's a show called A Glitch in the Matrix on Netflix. And it's about a guy who he thought he was a NPC, or he thought his families was like NPCs and stuff. He wasn't sure like if he was living in a simulation. Yep, it's called The Glitch in the Matrix. It's on Netflix. And the guy, like, he wasn't sure if he was real or if the people around him was real. And it got to a point where, like, he really went crazy after watching the Matrix movie. And he ended up killing the people he was in the house with because he didn't think they were real. He killed his mom and his dad. He thought they were NPCs. He didn't think they were real. And the reason I bring up that movie is because in this movie, when the guy was a clone, or when he found out that he was a clone, like he kind of had that moment of like, damn, like I'm not real. Like, so my brother not my brother. So my mama not his mama wasn't real. You get what I'm saying? Like, it made me think like, okay, well, what's the difference between a clone and an NPC? They really one and the same. A NPC is a clone. Like if you think of even the Sims game, okay, the person you controlling, that's not an NPC. So that's a PC, a player character or whatever, right? So the person who's not being controlled, all the other background people are NPCs. So wouldn't they just be clones? Aren't they just like carbon copies, replicas, just like computer generated people. Like, so wouldn't a clone be like a computer generated person, like artificial intelligence? Like, aren't these things to me seem to be one and the same? From a clone to NPC to Android, robot, whatever you want to call it. Our president is one, allegedly. Our celebrities are some, allegedly. That's why you just had Roseanne and Monique come out talking about that. Um, are these actors and stuff, are they really clones? Are artificial intelligence? Who else is artificial intelligence? The presidents, the celebrities. There was somebody else I was gonna name too. But I'm starting to feel like it's a lot people, a lot of these people not real. It's a lot people, a lot more not real people than it is real people. I'm not saying like go out and do nothing crazy, but I'm just saying like I don't know. Like what makes a person real? They can manufacture a heart. They can make a heart beat. They can create a person in the lab. So what makes the person real? Like, and this is another question I have. You be thinking that sometimes too? This is another question I have. Like with IVF, with like in vitro. Yeah, the celebrities, like we automatically assume with the celebrities that they have handlers and that they being threatened and all this stuff. But what if they not? What if they just fucking clones? Then they don't have to threaten a fucking clone because the clone is already programmed to do what the fuck they told them to do. Like, what if a lot of these people not real? And listen, back to what I was about to say. What is real? Like, if you create a person in the lab, is that person real? Like, yeah, you can give them a body, but can you give them a soul? Can you give them empathy? Like human connection? Like can do they have real feelings? Like stuff like that. Like I be thinking like okay, I be feeling like Billie Eilish allegedly is one of them. Cause the girl to me, she's just so like no emotion, just face always just really just I don't know. I can't read the girl for nothing. And I be thinking like, is she a clone or is she one of them IVF babies? Like, yeah, Billy scared me a little bit. Billy scared me just a little bit. What's up? Hello, salutes. How you doing tonight? We up late tonight on the live tip. Did you watch That Clone Tyrone? And don't forget to like and thanks for commenting. You know, we love the engagement. Did you watch That Clone Tyrone yet? Because if you didn't, I'm giving, nothing but spoilers. I already talked about it yesterday and I'm still talking about it today, y'all. But yes. And okay, so I have a friend, right? And we was talking about this stuff and why he tell me that he think that he was a clone. So if you watch the movie, you will understand where I'm coming from. He said that he think he's a clone because like he was shot before and stuff, right? And he feel like he died. Like in the movie, like when Fontaine got shot and then he died and then he came back. So Toy, I know you haven't seen the movie yet, but for anybody else watching, if y'all seen it, don't forget to like the live. But yeah, he's like, I feel like that movie was so deep to me because I feel like that happened to me. He's like, I don't feel like I lived through that. And I don't have memories. He said that he doesn't have like all of his memories previous to being shot. So like he's like, damn, like, am I a clone? And I had to tell him, like, you know what, like, I kind of feel you because, and y'all let me know if y'all feel like this too, because I can't remember a lot of the stuff from my childhood. And you haven't watched it yet, go and watch it. It's so deep. It's really gonna make you think. But I can't remember a lot of stuff from my childhood. Can y'all remember everything from y'all childhood? I mean, not everything, but it's significant things that everybody else remembered that I just feel like, was I even there? Like, I had somebody ask me the other day, like, my one of my best friends from like seventh grade. She like, and this was seventh grade, so I was older. And she like, do you remember my sister? I'm like, your sister? Girl, I didn't know you had. She like, you. She thought I was acting funny, y'all. She got offended and everything, but I just really couldn't recall her sister. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, wait, like, did something happen to me where I suppressed my memories and I just can't remember this stuff, or did it ever even fucking happen? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, or maybe I'm a clone. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the movie, they were only cloning the people who were living like a degenerate lifestyle. They were only cloning the people who were like the low lives of society. And I can't say that I always lived in the best way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were only cloning like the drug dealers, the pimps, the pastors. They didn't clone the hoes. He told that hoe, he said, you a diamond dozen. He said, but these niggas is expensive. But what I'm saying is, they were only cloning the people who were helping to perpetuate all of the wrong stuff in the black community. People who were helping to suppress the black community and keep them down. It's like one day it was dark, and next thing you know, it's like I was playing the game with my brother. It's like there was a huge gap in memory. Exactly. Yes, like, it's like some things I remember, but a lot of things I don't. A lot of things I don't. Wow, really? As if somebody turned the TV on starting a show. Wow, so everything just clicked back on for you. That's crazy. But yes, so I'm like, is this a thing of suppressed memories, or was the memories ever even there? Like with the clones in the movie, they was able to put in whatever in the middle. They was able to, what you say, as it's starting the show in the middle, so you can't remember none of the beginning. Right. That's how I feel. It's like all of my memories really come from like really high school, like middle school, high school. I have some memories from elementary, like a few, a few memories from elementary. I remember like three of my elementary. No, I remember about four out of five of my grade school teachers. I remember Miss K. I remember Miss Kemp. I remember Mr. Matthews. I don't remember his name, but he had glasses. It was a black guy. So I remember them, but hold on. Both of the black guy and Mr. Matthews, they was my teacher the same year because I had two teachers that year or whatever. But so I remember them, but I don't necessarily remember everything. Like, I remember some people. I remember when 9/11 happened. I remember I was in school. I was in like fourth or fifth grade. I remember them making us come. They turned it on the TV, and them having everybody go to the phone and call home. We had to get picked up from home. Like, I remember that because that was really traumatic for me. I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, what's going on? I didn't understand it. I remember sitting on my mama bed when I did get home after we got picked up early, sitting on the bed and just watching it on the TV, watching these buildings blow up. And I meant what I said, blow up. But allegedly. Moving right along. In the movie, they was putting stuff in the food and in the perms and in the communion at the church. They was putting it in the cereal, and it was making niggas more niggerish. It was making them more agreeable. It was toning them down, making them more docile. It was making them more like um like I don't want to say feminine, but just like not fight back, not as aggressive, not as um like in a way where they wouldn't buck the system, they wouldn't go up against anything, like kind of how they doing now, like when they putting they, you know how they say they putting shit in the weeds and make men more feminine, and how they say it's stuff in the water that's they got all this stuff. You know how they be saying the stuff in the water? Like, okay, I used to hear growing up, I used to hear like the girls were developing faster because of the water and stuff. You know, so if the girls is developing faster because of what's in the water, then what's going on with the boys? Like, You get what I'm saying? Like, so it was showing us that in a movie, like in a comedic way. Salute. How you doing, West Adams 5 TV? I got to come subscribe. And I told y'all to let me know if y'all have pages. I went and I subscribed to a couple of y'all. Let me know if y'all have pages. Leave the name of your page in the comments or something, or type it in the chat so I can go back and find y'all and subscribe to y'all page. But West Adams 5 TV. Did you watch They Clone Tyrone? If you did, what did you think about the movie? But yeah, like it was showing how it was putting all this stuff. Okay, so yep, I'm gonna go subscribe to your page and subscribe to mine. Let's share the love. But it was putting it in the movie. They was putting it in the communion. Listen, they put that stuff in the communion. The people in the church got to acting real. What's that word? Secular. Like, you know what it reminded me of? And this literally just happened. Maybe not even a week ago. Did y'all see what's the girl from Escape? She went to the church and she was thinking, who can I run to? But she was making it like a Jesus song. She was like, when I need Jesus or whatever, like, and a lot of people was mad because they like, why would you bring that secular music into the church? But it's like, y'all, they about to do a whole transition. In the movie, the people was playing on or tell me, did y'all see this too? Did y'all see that video? Maybe on Instagram, maybe on TikTok, where the people was in the church and the pastor fell and they turned around and they trying not to laugh, but on the organ it sounded like they playing like D'Angelo, How Does It Feel and shit. And people in the comments, I was reading the comments, they kept saying like, why do it sound like they playing the church version of D'Angelo, How Does It Feel? Y'all, in this movie, the people in the church, they was putting a little cocaine stuff. It wasn't cocaine. It wasn't making them high. It was just making them act like real niggerish. That's my interpretation of what I was seeing. But they was putting it into the communion. So after the people in the church drank the communion, they got to acting real like different, like real like moving different. Their energy was different, like almost like it kind of gave like a sex energy, like if I'm telling the truth. But then the keyboard or the organist or organist, whatever you want to call him, he got the playing like a church version of Back That Ass Up. I wish I was making this up, y'all. In the movie, they got the plan after they took the communion. While they were taking the communion with the shit in it, right? The pastor is on the microphone telling the people. He said, "Yeah, it don't matter if your son or if your nephew just got killed in the drive-through, just got killed in the drive-by at wherever, whatever." He said, just believe in God. Just trust in his vision. It don't matter if your rent due and you about to lose your house. Just trust in the Lord. Trust in his vision. So the people drinking they shit, they like, yeah, trust in the Lord. Just trust in the God's vision, right? Then they get the plan to back that ass up. And like people was like damn near twerking. So they sitting in the church. They like, shit, I know I ain't been to church in a minute, but I know this ain't right. Church was never like this. Like, so that was something I noticed too, because if y'all think about it, it's been a couple of instances where it's been popping up where they've been singing like these normal songs in the churches. And okay, yeah, they singing the normal songs in churches. They probably always been doing that, but now like they're broadcasting it. Now we're seeing it back to back. And the fact that they put it in a movie just make me think like maybe it's more to it. Maybe it's the agenda behind it. But I was reading some stuff on Margaret Sanger and what her mission was with Planned Parenthood. We can go ahead and say to exterminate the black race, even though they tried to make it seem like it was a good thing for the black community. But in one of the it had like a picture, maybe some nurses, like a nurse had wrote down, like a nurse had made like a poster or something, and somebody had took a picture of it. Like maybe they was doing the I don't know what that shit called. a protest. Oh my God. Let me put this pillow behind my back. My back hurt. Maybe they was protesting or whatever. And the sign was saying like they wanted to, it was talking about how they wanted to breed out unfitness and unagreeable human traits. And it was saying like it was naming all of the traits in people that they wanted to take out of people. Like being an alcoholic, being a criminal, being it just named different things in humans that they didn't like. So you know, anytime they get to talking about like criminals and shit, you know they talking about black people. But they was saying like they were able to, or the exact words on the poster said, we can breed them out in 3 generations. So that's what this whole movie was about. In the movie, the geneticist, even said, like, I found, like, what do you say, like 300 different markers that separate black people from white people. You know, that stuff that make y'all more aggressive, that stuff that make y'all hair so kinky, that stuff that make y'all skin so dark, that stuff that make y'all this, that make y'all that. I know exactly what markers they are in your DNA, and we can isolate them and destroy them in order to make y'all more like white people, to make y'all more agreeable, to make everybody get along better. Like they kept saying, bringing America together, bringing America together again, bringing America together again. That's what they kept repeating while they was in the basement. Bringing America together again. What did that sound like, y'all? Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. And it just made me think like, well, is this shit what we think it is? Like even with the Make America Great, like the MAGA shit, we automatically assume like, oh, that's just Trump campaign or whatever. But y'all like this, it could be something way deeper when they say Make America Great Again. In the movie, when they were saying bringing America together again, they literally meant bringing America together. Like they meant like he had he made he said something like the geneticist, he said assimilation is better than annihilation. So let's bring y'all into us. Let's make us one. Let's make it one race instead of us just killing y'all all. Yeah, we could just annihilate y'all. We can just kill y'all off. Or we can just all mix in. Look at my broken nails. We could just all mix in and fuse in together and just make y'all more like us. My friend texted me, "Am I up, girl? You see I'm on YouTube." But and make y'all and just fuse y'all into us. Like that's basically what they were saying. Make America great again. So now I'm kind of looking at Trump sideways. Like, well, what is his mission overall? In the movie, they were saying that they could do it in 5 generations. He even made a joke. He's like, yeah, we probably could do it sooner. He said, but that hair, he said the hair is so stubborn. He was talking about like how, our 9 eat their hair. That's why the clones that they had, the few clones that they had already created, those were the people who they had, like they were like the overseers. Like it was like the manager at the chicken place where they was putting the shit in the chicken, or the DJ at the strip club where they had already experimenting on the music. Like literally the DJ, before he played the song that put them in a trance, he said, hey y'all, he said, I got this new shit for y'all straight out the lab. And the nigga wasn't lying. The shit came straight out the laboratory. They was downstairs experimenting on what music would make the people do what music would make them fight. They played the trap music, fuck a nigga up, kill a nigga. The niggas start fighting. Then they played I Need a Hug, and then they start hugging. So the DJ, he played a song to put them in a trance. He said, I'm gonna slow it down for y'all. I'm gonna play a slow song. I'm gonna slow it down for y'all. This one is called, and he goes around and around. Everyone goes into a trance and everyone gets to turn it around and around. So look, I just got off the phone with my brother, right? And I'm telling him this story or whatever because he haven't watched the movie yet. I'm trying to get him to watch it. So he like, it's crazy that you say that. And he called his friend through it. He like, hold on, watch this. He like, before I even say something, I'ma let him tell you. I'ma let him tell you so you know I'm not lying. He like, you remember we went to that bar a long time ago? It was Because it was a bar that used to be a church, y'all. It used to be a church. They turned it into a bar. He like, yeah, yeah. He was like, man, them motherfuckers was crazy in there. He says it looked like everybody was in a trance, was his exact words. My brother said, like, I thought everybody was on drugs. He said it looked like them lights was flashing and it looked like everybody was moving slow motion. He said that the people never stopped moving. In the movie, the DJ literally put the people in a trance through the music. So I don't know. We can keep acting like this shit not real, but it was a lot of truth to that shit. The perms. They said they putting this shit in the perms, and what? We got motherfucking. They propping up with the perm commercials now. Hey, if you ever had a perm, they've been knowingly putting these harmful chemicals in perms. So come get your money if you got a perm. The chicken. We watched that a few years ago with the Popeye sandwiches. They was putting this shit in the chicken. Motherfuckers was literally killing people to get a motherfucking Popeye sandwich. They put it in chicken. The black churches. The bitch Margaret Sanger, when she first came out with the idea for Planned Parenthood or the Negro Project, when she wanted to exterminate the black race or weed out the unwanted or the unlovables or the unfits, or what, how did she term them? The unfits, the unfitted, or the unagreeables. How she wanted to breed out the unagreeables. Like, she literally, it tells, when I looked it up, it said how she hooked up with the ministers of the churches because she felt like they would be the best ones basically to neutralize these people and to relay the message in a way where they didn't feel like they were being attacked. You get what I'm saying? She literally said, we will have to train the ministers. The ministers are the best ones to talk to the black community so that they know that we not trying to kill them. We not trying to exterminate them. Like, we gonna use the black ministers to lower their defenses in so many words. And it showed us that in a movie. The minister was a clone. The preacher was a clone. They only cloned people who could keep the black people suppressed. In the movie, the preacher was telling them, it don't matter if your son was killed in a drive-by. Just believe in God. Do you feel me, Sway? Sway, tell me you feel where I'm coming from. Hey, y'all. Thanks for joining the live. Don't forget to like, drop a comment. Let me know who y'all is and where y'all at. And don't forget to subscribe. Did y'all watch They Clone Tyrone, y'all? Because, like, at this point, this is getting real for me. Because I'm now starting to feel like, was Jamie Foxx targeted because of this? Like, was this not supposed to come out? I don't think. At first, I thought like maybe they trolling us. You know how they'll put out some shit and they'll be like, ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all think we doing this and we doing it, and or we may be doing it, we may not be doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, at first I thought they was trolling, but now I feel like this was like really a message directly to black people to wake the fuck up. It's happening. It's real. And it's right now. It's no running from it. It's right here in our face. It's right here. Let me see. Did I miss any of the points that I wanted to talk about? Okay, so what you say? You definitely gotta watch it. So, okay. Something else that made me think about. It said something in the movie. Okay, they were when they rode past the picture of the wall in the lab. Like, maybe before you get home. Like, no, you gotta watch it like as soon as possible. So on the wall it said something like it said winning the race of the future. That's what it said at the bottom of the mural. It had a mural with like a scientist with the strand of DNA and like with the nucleus, and I'm like, oh, that's eugenics talk. I picked it up right away. I know what this about. That's eugenics. They showing that DNA and the manipulation of DNA. So it said winning the race of the future. Like, ain't that deep? When you think of the concept of race and how we use the race, it's how we use the word race. It literally said winning the race of the future. So when I was reading about Margaret Sanger and about her the Negro Project and Planned Parenthood, like one of her points was for doing this was for not only to breathe out the unagreeables, but for also for racial improvement. Racial improvement, winning the race of the future. Racial improvement, winning the race of the future. Like these thoughts are like really one and the same. You get what I'm saying? Racial improvement, that's coming directly from Margaret Sanger. Winning the race of the future, that came from the They Clone Tyrone movie. And I'm like, wow, this shit is a lot deeper than we freaking think, man. Well, I'll say it again. How Sanger clicked up with the black church. How she trained the ministers of the black church to go out and to tell the black people, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Y'all could kill y'all babies. It'll be okay. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm a feminist. I'm an activist. And it's okay for y'all to kill off whole generations. No, it's your choice. It's the right thing to do. You get what I'm saying? Why having unagreeable why give birth to something with unagreeable human traits? They said they want to weed out the un I'm sorry, they want to breed out the unfitness and the unagreeable traits. Y'all, in the movie, it literally said that the shit that they was giving them was to make them more agreeable. Margaret Sanger says she wants to breathe out the unfitness and unagreeable human traits. In the movie, the powdery shit that they was giving them was to make them more agreeable. Y'all, this movie is not fake. This movie is real as fuck. Like, this movie is so real. It's too real. It's literally showing us history. It's showing us history. It's, you know how they say, like, time is fluid? Like, everything is happening. And it just showed us everything, like, right now. Do I know what gang stalking is? Hey, Dontel Jones. How you doing? Where you from? And welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, I know what gang stalking is. Why do you ask? Um, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what monitoring spirits are? Hey, True Skills, how you doing, honey? Have you watched They Clone Tyrone? Did y'all watch it? Don't forget to like the live, y'all. Cause I was talking to somebody earlier about monitoring spirits and bringing up gang stalking. To me, like, okay, the monitoring spirit would be the one who collect the information on you, right? And they bring it back to the gang stalkers. Okay, this what we working on. This how we can attack. This what they got going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, so gang stalking is just like indirectly, like people just like you don't know if it's connected or not, but you getting attacks. You getting indirect attacks. You don't know if they connected or not. You don't know if it's spiritually related or not. You get what I'm saying? But you could feel it. Like, you keeping track, you keeping notes, you like, okay, no, like, all of this stuff is not coincidence. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think about when I think about gang stalking. Like, like, say you might be doing, I don't know, like, people just try to attack you from different angles. Like, it's more of a spiritual thing than it is a physical thing, because these people may not even know each other, but it may be a spirit working on them, jumping on them, a demon, if you would like to use that, whatever term you like to use, working on them, working through them to get at you. It might be one spirit just jumping from person to person, or it may be a few of them using people, going through people to attack you. But okay, so let's move on for that. Any other questions? Do y'all, anybody else in the chat know what gang stalking is? Tway, you know what gang stalking is? Y'all show some love to my moderator. Say what's up, Tway. What you say? Yes, I know what monitor spirits. Been dealing with them my whole life. My whole family is involved. Mother, grandparents, aunts, cousins, wife. Whew, can't trust a soul. What's so crazy is I was on the phone, like, I got kids, so I was on the phone with my son's father, and we was talking about this stuff or whatever. And I'm not sure how we got on the conversation of monitoring spirits. That's what made me bring it up, because I literally just had this conversation. But I explained to him what it was, and I was telling him like that's why you can't be like so open, giving your information to people, telling people what you got going on. Like he like yeah, somebody was that's what it was. He was like somebody told me was telling me like how you shouldn't tell people all your plans or because some people their intentions may not be good for you. So that's how we got to talking about monitoring spirits. I'm like, yeah, what it is it be the spirits that's on them or listening in, and they'll go and try to block your blessings or create obstacles for you to make it harder for you to do whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, we was literally just talking about monitoring spirits. So you saying that like in your life, these spirits are coming out through like your family, your friend. That's absolutely possible. And in that case, the best thing for you to do would be to, I'm not going to say leave your wife, but try to isolate yourself more. Do you have a space? Do you got a man cave? Do you have a space where you can just go and be alone? Are you able to shut people out? Like what I do is I stop answering my phone. Anybody will tell you like like if I feel like overstimulated, I will not answer my phone. I won't even speak. I won't even talk. I may text. I may, with something on Facebook, but I will not speak because I feel like it's draining my energy. I don't want to give all my energy away. So maybe that's a practice you could take. Like kind of dial back on how much energy you give them, how much interaction you having with them. I'm not, it's your mother. You can't leave your mother. You can't leave your father or your grandparents or aunts, or maybe you could, I don't know. But some people do have some people do have to just like move away or get away. But if you can't physically get away, then create your own private space and continue to build up and protect your energy. So I don't know. Hopefully that's some good advice for you. If you was looking for advice. I know we just on here talking. But damn, somebody stole $1 million from my bank. I'm gonna get her. But okay, so back to the topic. What you say, Tway? You be feeling like women, no matter what, always treat me the same way. Ooh, so do you feel like it's different women, or like how we talking about like gang stalking and monitor spirits? Like it could be the same spirit jumping into all these women. Like you feel like you talking to different women, but it may be very well be different women with just the same energy. You feel like it's okay. Yeah. So you might have to do something where you just talk to somebody completely different, like outside of your comfort zone, like somebody who can give you completely different vibes, like something you're not used to. You might have to even date outside your race, maybe. And you feel like you in the never ending circle or a cycle. Yep, I feel like that too. And if you go watch this movie, it shows that in the movie. Like, at first, I'm like, is this nigga in a loop? Because it's like everything it showed like his everydays was the same. You get what I'm saying? Him and so many other people in the hood. Like we all had the same story, whether we want to admit it or not. I know people like to act like they rich and people like to act like they balling ever since social media. But before all of that, we was all waking up the same, dealing with the same issues, whether motherfuckers was selling drugs or just smoking weed or just chilling out on the porch or chilling in the hood, or just, no matter what you was or what you consider yourself to be or who you consider yourself to be, like we really all had the same struggle. It showed that like it showed two different lives of it showed like a man in like LA, and I think the other one might have been in like Atlanta. And they were two completely different people, but they had the same freaking life. And it turned out that neither one of them was real. They was both clones. Spoiler alert. They was both freaking clones. And you know what else I was thinking? Okay, so I told y'all how in the movie they was only cloning like the drug dealers, the criminals, and the people who was helping to keep the community suppressed. He said, "Let me watch this shit right now." No, for real. They was only cloning the people that was keeping the community suppressed, right? So I asked my friend. I said, did your friend get out of jail yet? He like, yeah. I'm like, ain't that crazy? He like, yeah, like that nigga keep getting out of jail. And like it's easy to be like, oh, he a snitch, but shit, is the nigga a clone? Like at this point, like is the nigga even real? Is they just do they just keep respawning them and letting them out so he can continue to terrorize the community? You've been gang stalked since birth. Oh, Dontel, it sounds like you got some stuff going on. But what are you doing for protection? I hear your problems, but let's talk more solutions. Like, what are you doing for protection? What are you doing to block this energy or to counter it? Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's focus on that. But yeah, I'm like, is this nigga a clone? Because it's easy to just assume that he a snitch and that they just keep letting him out. Now I'm like, think about Gucci. Like they said Gucci died in prison and then he came out of prison looking a whole different way. Was he a clone? Like was they like we can't afford for Gucci to die? He was keeping the hood real ignorant. You know, like he was doing a good motherfucking job. But then they'll let somebody like Nipsey Hussle die because he had a different message. You get what I'm saying? Like he was actually working to empower the people and not to suppress them. But like a Gucci, they'll let a Gucci live forever. But a Tupac, they'll kill a Tupac. They'll kill a Biggie too because he might turn. You get what I'm saying? Biggie already seemed like he was on the ropes and he was about to go down the same path as Tupac. But back to like the responding and like is they like okay, so and think about this too. How y'all remember how when a lot of the crimes was being committed with the people with fake masks, like the man was putting on the white man was putting on the black mask, like the real life like mask, like they was paying like $300 to $500 for these real life like masks of real skin and shit and robbing banks and shit. Do y'all remember that not too long ago? Like wouldn't this just be that upgraded if they could actually go and create criminals or clone them or you know artificial intelligence them or you know like some shit like that? Like wouldn't this just be the natural step of progression? Wouldn't this just be the next step if that's what they wanted to do? Like how many of it now we got to question. They've been saying, okay, y'all remember they were saying in Chicago that a lot of the police was the ones doing the killings? What if it wasn't police? What if they was clones? What if they was artificial intelligence? What if the motherfuckers wasn't even human? You get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, in some instances, they were saying niggas was getting shot through the tent. Headshots through tinted windows. Like, we like, oh, that was a professional. Or it was a fucking machine. Okay. Am I tripping? 3 people in the chat. Let me know if I'm tripping. Or do y'all feel where I'm coming from just a little bit? Let me know if I'm tripping. But if you feel where I'm coming from just a little bit, then let me know too. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like a lot of this shit that we've been thinking is real ain't real. And it would make sense for if they wanted to, if they had agendas, like the same reason why they would send a robot to Mars before sending a human. Like if they had an agenda that was dangerous, like why wouldn't they use a clone or a robot or an android or artificial intelligence if they have it instead of risking a life? You get what I'm saying? Like that's just wow. Like the same with the presidents. Like how often are they really sending these presidents out and around these people? Even the celebrities, like when y'all seen that stuff like with Drake and that AI and that hologram he handed it the book and stuff, like, and everybody saying like how did Drake's hologram hand him a book? What if Drake was never there? What if it was they both was holograms or that? You get what I'm saying? Like these people probably don't even be like in these places when we think they are. Like they probably sending holograms or robots or clones anyway. But so I don't know. I don't think it's just. I don't think it's too far fetched to believe that they would clone a couple of criminals or a couple of bank robbers or a couple of shooters. You know, when they have targets, that way they don't have to go and risk the chance of going find somebody on the streets to do it, and then they may or may not do it, and then they may, you know what I'm saying, like they may mess up, they may tell, then they may have to kill them when they can just go send a clone who they control. No, that's clearly not Jamie Foxx. First of all, I didn't feel like it was Jamie Foxx because, and I mean, depending on, we haven't seen him in a long time, but his face looked a lot thinner, a lot more sunken in up here, up in this area. And I'm like, okay, well maybe we see him with a lot of makeup, but it looked like I seen a lot of freckles on his nose. I never noticed Jamie Foxx had freckles. And his head seemed to be a lot longer, like more of an oval shape like mine, versus his, it used to look like more of a circle. And it just seemed like to be CGI, or to, what do they call it? Not doppelganger. What is it called, y'all? When they have these people, and then they have like I'll tell you, Kendrick Lamar just did deep fakes, or is it like a deep fake situation? I was gonna say Kendrick Lamar just did it in his video. Like that video with Jamie Foxx, it looked like the videos Beyonce be making when she want to talk to her fans. Like it don't look real at all. Like where is that show coming from? Like it don't look real at all. It looks real CGI. Like why was there no background? Like it looked like damn near like a green screen. It didn't even look like a wall. You know, it looked really dreamy. It looked really like, what is the word? Like elusive. So I thought that was, I didn't think that was him either. Dontel Jones. But yeah, it seemed like the people who terrorize the neighborhoods the most, they always get second lives. They always make it out of a near death experience, or they always getting out of jail on some technical, you get what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And we automatically assuming that, oh, this person is snitch, or this going on, or that's going on, or we looking at it with like our human physical eyes, when these people might very well be clones or government agents, or at least working with the people. But it might be deeper than that. They might have even if the people not fucking fake, they might have chips in them or some weird shit. Like what was that movie when all the people was on the island? No, they went and got all the prisoners who was in prison for life and brought them all to the island, and was letting them kill people or complete missions and weird shit like that. Like it's just not too far fetched. Huh, it was something else I wanted to say before I got out here. It was about the clones and Frankenstein. Did I put that in my notes? Hold on, y'all. Because I forgot exactly how I wanted to say it. I don't think I put it in here, though. Oh, I got more notes down here. So Frankenstein. Oh yeah. So like the Billie Eilish, when I was talking about the IVF and the in vitro, and you know they going, they just making these babies in the labs and shit, and they assuming that they don't need God. But okay, like I have a brother who, my mom, she had us all vaginally, but he was born C-section, right? He was the only C-section baby, and he always make jokes. He be like, my relationship with mama is different than your relationship with mama, because she had a C-section with me. Like as if like we received more love because we came out naturally. And I never really paid him no attention, really understood what he was talking about. I guess I could understand in a way, but now thinking about it in this light, I really understand Okay, you working? Okay. Let's not disturb you. Look, I'm sorry. But now I understand, because it's like when you think of test tube babies, like because there's no God interaction, he not breathing his breath of life in there. Y'all just inseminating sperm into eggs and fucking watching it through a microscope. Like maybe it don't receive all of the things that it's supposed to receive, like love and empathy and like those things that really make us like sensitive to other human beings. Like when you think of like the Powerpuff Girls and the professor, he putting in the sugar and the spice and everything nice. Like maybe they don't get the everything nice when they not born in the natural way. So like, okay, so bringing it back to the clones and stuff, like in the movie, the clone, like he was really angry. He was really angry. And when I was talking to, okay, my friend named who was shot, who said he felt like a clone, his name is Marcus. And he was telling me like ever since that happened to him, ever since he felt like he came back, like he was feeling really angry and emotionless. And it made me think about like Frankenstein and like the Frankenstein syndrome. Like, is this a thing where, what was that movie called, Glitch or something, where the people was dying and they was coming back to life, but they wasn't the same, they was like angrier? Like, is that what happens with clones? I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. But I'm just saying, like, I know a couple of people who I feel like they don't have all of the natural range of emotions that normal humans have. And I'm not saying they IVF or is IVF or ain't IVF. I'm just saying I think Billie Eilish is a little Frankenstein. But I love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And drop down in the comments. Let me know, like, if y'all got pages or something so I can come over there and I can show y'all some love too. Mwah. Y'all be safe.